When I told my husband I needed some space, I didn't mean for him to leave me completely. I was overwhelmed with work, family expectations, and the endless cycle of routines. All I wanted was a little time to breathe, to figure out what was going on in my own heart. But the look in his eyes when I said those words still haunts me, like something inside him broke. The next morning, he was gone. No note, no call, nothing. At first, I thought he was just trying to give me what I asked for. Maybe a few days away, some distance to cool off, and then we'd talk. But as the days stretched into weeks, the silence became unbearable. His phone went straight to voicemail, his friends didn't know where he was, and even his workplace confirmed that he had quit without explanation. The man I thought I knew better than anyone had vanished like a ghost. I tried to act strong, telling myself this was my choice. I wanted space, didn't I? But the reality of an empty house, the quiet dinners alone, and the empty side of the bed made me realize I hadn't asked him to leave me. I just wanted him to see me, to understand that I was drowning. Instead, he disappeared, and the guilt clawed at me every single night. His family began calling, asking me questions I couldn't answer. Where is he? What happened? Did you two fight? I had no answers. Shame burned inside me, because deep down, I feared I had driven him away. I replayed our last conversation over and over in my mind, wishing I had chosen my words more carefully. After a month, I broke down and filed a missing person report. The officer who took my statement asked if there had been problems in our marriage, and I found myself unable to explain. How could I admit that all I wanted was for him to pause and notice me? That my space wasn't meant to be a wall, but a plea for him to hold me closer? Friends told me to move on, that if he had walked away so easily, maybe he wasn't the man I thought he was. But I couldn't accept that. I knew the way he looked at me, the way he used to bring me coffee in bed, the way his hand always searched for mine in the dark. Love like that doesn't just vanish. It hides, it hurts, but it doesn't die. 2 months later, I received an envelope in the mail with his handwriting. My hands shook as I opened it. Inside was a letter, only 1 page long. He wrote that when I asked for space, he felt like he was no longer needed, no longer wanted. He didn't want to suffocate me with his presence, so he chose to disappear, thinking he was giving me exactly what I asked for. He ended it with, "Asterisk, if you ever want me again, find me." Asterisk. The words cut me deeper than any blade could. I hadn't asked him to leave. I had begged in my own broken way, for him to see me. I realized then how badly we had failed at communicating, how two people who loved each other could misunderstand each other so completely. I spent weeks searching for him. I called every old friend, checked every city he had ever mentioned wanting to visit, and even drove for hours just to chase a lead that went nowhere. The guilt and longing pushed me forward, even when hope started to fade. Finally, after nearly 3 months, I found him in a small coastal town working at a bookshop. He looked thinner, tired, and shocked when I walked in. Neither of us spoke at first. We just stood there, staring, both of us trying to read the other's heart. Then he whispered, "You came." I broke down in tears, telling him that I never wanted him gone, that my request for space was never a request for separation. He confessed that he thought he was holding me back, that maybe I would be happier without him. The pain in his voice made me realize just how deep his fears had been. We sat in that little shop for hours, talking honestly for the first time in years. I admitted how lost I had felt, how overwhelmed I was, and how I had hoped he would notice before I broke. He admitted how my words had crushed him, making him believe he wasn't enough. It wasn't easy, but for the first time, we understood each other. That night, as we walked along the shoreline, he reached for my hand the way he used to. I held it tightly, silently promising myself I would never let go again. Space had pushed us apart, but it had also taught us how much we still needed each other. And for the first time in months, I felt whole again.